Hi children, I heartily welcome all of you to this session. Hope you would have enjoyed your yesterday's session. Today we are going to see some more new topics like what is an average atomic mass, how do we calculate the average atomic mass of an element, classification of molecules, relative molecular mass, and how to calculate the relative molecular mass and the differences between atoms and molecules. This session also will be more interesting. Let's learn more and more with ease and joy. Enjoy the session. Welcome. Dear children, today's session we are going to start with average atomic mass. Before entering into the session, you have to think and tell me an answer for this question. Can you measure the mass of an individual atom? Is it easy to measure? It is not so easy because, first thing, they exist as a mixture of isotopes. Each isotope will be having its own mass. So, we have to consider the isotopic mixture while calculating the atomic mass of the element. Secondly, the abundance of the isotope of each element may differ. So, we have to consider the abundancy also. While calculating the atomic mass, we have to take into account the formula also. Now, first of all, let us see what is the definition for average atomic mass, and then let's pass on to the formula. Average atomic mass of an element is the weighted average of the masses of its naturally occurring isotopes. Next, the formula for calculating the average atomic mass is equal to mass of the first isotope into percentage abundance of the first isotope plus mass of the second isotope into percentage abundance of the second isotope. Got confused? No problem. Let me deal this with a video, and after this let us solve some problems. It will be very easy for you. Thank you children. Dear children, now we are going to see in this video how to calculate the average atomic mass. Before we see the calculation, let's see what is meant by abundance. Abundance means how much percent does a particular element exist in nature. For example, let's take fresh water and salt water. Salt water is more abundant in nature rather than fresh water. Our earth has 97.5% of salt water and 2.5% of fresh water. Salt water is more abundant on the earth's crust. Now you would have understood the meaning of abundance. Now take page number 93 in your textbook and we are going to see the solved problem. That is page number 101 in PDF file. To the right top page, example problem is given. Let's see. Let me read out the problem which is given on the screen. Let's consider an element which exists as a mixture of 50% of an isotope having a mass of 9 atomic mass unit and 50% of another isotope having a mass of 10 atomic mass unit. Then its average atomic mass. We are going to find the average atomic mass of an element. Now let's see how to do. Now we are going to see average atomic mass. Average atomic mass is equal to mass of the first isotope plus percentage abundance of the first isotope plus mass of the second isotope plus percentage abundance of the second isotope. This is the formula we are using. Given data, mass of the first isotope In the problem it is given 9 atomic mass unit. Percentage abundance of the first isotope. In the problem it is given as 50%. Mass of the second isotope is equal to 10 atomic mass unit. Percentage abundance of the second isotope is equal to 50%. Substituting in the above formula, see, this is the formula, we are substituting it. So, what is the mass of the first isotope? 9 atomic mass unit. So, I am substituting here into, since it is percentage abundance, so 50% it is given, I have written 50 divided by 100 plus mass of the second isotope, what it is given? 10 atomic mass unit. So, I have written 10 atomic mass unit. Then percentage abundance of the second isotope is equal to 50%. So, I have written 50 by 100. So, I have substituted the given data in this above formula. So, I have got like this. Now, we are cancelling it. So, 50 and 100. 50 goes one time. 50 goes one time and 100 it comes two times. So 9 into 1 by 2. 9 into 1 by 2 is 9 by 2 plus 10 into 50 by 100. 10 into 50 by 100. This and this goes one time and two times. So when you divide 10 by 2, you will be getting 5. Here 4.5. So the answer would be 9.5 atomic mass unit. I believe all would have understood this. Hope do it in a better way. Thank you, my children. Dear children, we have seen one problem about the average atomic mass. The next problem we are going to see the same type, but in the previous problem only 2 isotopes were given. Now in this problem they have given 3 isotopes of oxygen. You all know that oxygen is more abundant on the earth. Oxygen has 3 isotopes: oxygen 816, oxygen 817 and oxygen 818. So some data are given in the tabular column. That data we are going to substitute in the formula and we are going to see this problem. Shall we enter into the problem? Children, now let's see the problem. Average atomic mass is equal to mass of the first isotope into percentage abundance of the first isotope plus mass of the second isotope into percentage abundance of the second isotope plus mass of the third isotope into percentage abundance of the 3 isotope. Since 3 isotopes were given, we have written 3. Now, given data, let's see. Mass of the first isotope is equal to 15.9949. Percentage abundance of the first isotope is equal to 99.757. Mass of the second isotope is equal to 16.9991. Percentage abundance of the second isotope is equal to 0.038. Mass of the third isotope is equal to 17.9992. Percentage abundance of the third isotope is equal to 0.205. Now, these data, what it is given in the problem we have seen, we are going to substitute all these data in the above formula. So, what will we get? I have written substituting in the above formula. Atomic mass of oxygen is equal to, I have substituted these data as 15.9949 into 99.75 divided by 100. Since it is percentage, I have divided by 100 plus 16.9991 into 0.038 into divided by 100 plus 17.9992 into 0.205 divided by 100. So, we are dividing by 100. Each data we are dividing by 100 and I would have substituted in the next step. See, When we divide this 99.757 by 100, we are getting 0.99577. So this I have got it 15.9949 into this. When I have divided, I have got 0.99757 plus 16.9991 into, when you divide this, I will be getting like this 0.00038. Just like that, the third data 17.9992 into, dividing this, I am getting 0.00205. So you will be getting short 15.957 plus 0.00645 plus another one 0.0063. So you'll be getting the answer 15.999. So hope you would have understood. Let's see in the next problem. Thank you, children. Hello everyone. Now the third example we are going to see. It is given in the book in page number 94. Let me read out the problem which is given on the screen. Boron naturally occurs as a mixture of boron 10, that is 5 protons and 5 neutrons, and boron 11, 5 protons and 6 neutrons isotopes. The percentage abundance of boron 10 is 20% and that of boron 11 is 80%. Then we are going to find out the atomic mass, average atomic mass. Now let's see how to do this. This is very easy problem, the similar type. So since two isotopes were given, I have written the formula average atomic mass is equal to mass of the first isotope into percentage abundance of the first isotope plus mass of the second isotope into percentage abundance of the second isotope. Only two datas. So given data from the problem we are going to write, mass of the first isotope is 10, then percentage abundance of the first isotope is 20%, mass of the second isotope is 11 and the percentage abundance of the second isotope is 80%. Substituting all these datas in the above formula, we will be getting, substituting the datas, average atomic mass is equal to, see, mass of the first isotope is 10. So I have substituted here 10. 10 into, since it is a percentage, I have divided by 100. So 20 by 100 plus 11 into 80 by 100. So when you cancel this, we will be getting 2 here and we would be getting 8.8 here. So the last answer is 10.8 atomic mass unit. Children, hope you would have understood how to find out the average atomic mass. Now in page number 95, activity 7.1 is given. So do those problems, complete it and send it to us. Thank you, children. Hello everyone. Warm greetings to you all. Now we are going to see the video about the classification of molecules. Let's watch and enjoy the video. We know that the molecule is made from 2 or more atoms. In this video, we will learn to categorize a molecule into different categories based on number of atoms and the types of atoms. Let's first of all learn about the different types of molecules based on the number of atoms in it. There are some matter around us which exist in the form of single atom. These matter are called monoatomic molecules. Let's try to understand it by an example. In copper, various atoms are bound together to form the copper as we see. Each copper atom has a property as the big size of copper matter. But In the case of the monoatomic molecules, atoms do not make any bond with similar or different types of atoms. They remain independent. All the inert gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, are monoatomic molecules. There are some molecules which are made from two atoms. These atoms are called diatomic molecules. Example: oxygen gas, hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, chlorine gas. When a molecule contains three atoms, it is called triatomic molecule. Examples: water, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. Molecules with four or more than four atoms are called polyatomic molecules. Sulfuric acid, phosphate are few examples for polyatomic molecules. Now let's learn about the different molecules based on the types of the atoms. When a molecule is comprised of same type of atom, then they are called molecule of elements or homoatomic molecules. Oxygen molecule has 2 oxygen atoms and ozone molecule has 3 oxygen atoms. So, ozone and oxygen are called molecule of elements or homoatomic molecules. When a molecule has different types of atoms, then they are called molecule of compounds. Water molecule has 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. Carbon dioxide gas has 2 oxygen atom and 1 carbon atom. So, they are called molecule of compounds or heteroatomic molecules. Thank you, children. Hope you would have enjoyed this and understood it in a better way. Now let's move on to something called relative molecular mass. Most of the time we are working with molecules and compounds. So now we are going to learn what is relative molecular mass. Let's see the formula. Relative molecular mass is the average mass of the one molecule compared to the mass of 1 by 12 of the carbon atom. So instead of atoms, here we are working out with a molecule. Here we are comparing the molecule with 1 by 12th of the carbon 12 atom. Therefore, relative molecular mass is equal to mass of one element of molecule or a compound to mass of the 1 by 12th of the atom of carbon 12. Relative atomic mass is represented by AR, where relative molecular mass is represented by MR. It is the sum of all the AR in the atoms of the molecule. It has no units. Let's see some examples. For nitrogen, nitrogen has 2 atoms. Therefore, 2 into atomic mass of nitrogen. So, we will get 2 into 14 is equal to 28. For hydrogen chloride, molecular formula is HCl. There is only one hydrogen atom and one chlorine atom. Therefore, 1 plus 35.5, which is equal to 36.5. For carbon dioxide, molecular formula is CO2. There is only one carbon atom and 2 atoms of oxygen. Therefore, 12 plus 2 into 16, we are getting 44. Then for ethanol, C2H5OH. So, 2 atoms of carbon. So, 2 into 12 plus 5 atoms of hydrogen. So, 5 into 1 plus 1 atom of oxygen. So, 1 into 16 plus 1 atom of hydrogen. 1 into 1. We would be getting 46. We can see some more examples in the next video. Thank you, children. Everyone. Last video we have seen what is relative molecular mass and we have seen some solved problems. Now for clarity we can see some more solved examples which is given in your text. Take page number 96 in your textbook. Example number 1, which is displayed on the screen. Watch it carefully, children. Children, Now let's see the relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid H2SO4. In H2SO4, the number of hydrogen atom is 2. The number of sulfur atom is 1. Number of oxygen atoms, it's 4. So, the formula for finding relative molecular mass is equal to, already we have seen in the definition, sum of the relative atomic masses of all the atoms in a molecule. So, relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid is equal to 2 into mass of hydrogen plus 1 into mass of sulfur plus 4 into mass of oxygen. So, 2 into 1 plus 1 into 32 plus 4 into 16, which is equal to 98. It has no units. Thank you, children. Dear children, in this video also, we are going to see one more example for relative molecular mass. Today, we are going to see relative molecular mass of water, H2O. We all know that water, its molecular formula is H2O, and water molecule contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Now let's see how to calculate it. Now you see the board dear. Relative molecular mass of water. So number of hydrogen atoms in this is 2. Number of oxygen atoms in this is 1. So relative molecular mass of water is equal to 2 into mass of hydrogen. Mass of hydrogen is 1. So 2 into 1 plus 1 into mass of oxygen. So 1 into 16. So 2 into 1 plus 1 into 16, we would be getting 18. It has no units. That is, 1 molecule of water is 18 times as heavy as 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12 atom. Children, hope you would have understood, and we can see the differences between atoms and molecules in the next video, and we can conclude today's session. Thank you, children. Dear children, let's see the last topic of today's session, differences between atoms and molecules. Even though atoms are the basic components of the molecules, they differ in many aspects. Let's look into it one by one. The first difference is, an atom is the smallest particle of an element. Now tell me, what is an element? An element is made entirely from one type of atom. That is, they are homoatomic. Example, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. Whereas, a molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound. Can you guess what is a compound? Yes, a compound is a substance that results from the combination of 2 or more elements. That is, they are heteroatomic. Example, ammonia, carbon dioxide and water. Now, you would have understood the difference. Shall we see the next? Atom does not exist in the free state and they are highly reactive except noble gases. Whereas molecule exist in the free state and they are less reactive. Noble gases are inert in nature due to the complete valence shells. But atoms of the other elements have incomplete valence shells. So the atoms of the other elements are highly reactive except the noble gas. An atom is a single entity. They do not have chemical bonds. But atoms combine with each other to form a molecule. So they are held together by the chemical bonds. Children, all would have enjoyed the session, and I hope everyone would have understood the concepts clearly. If you have any doubts, ring up to me and clarify your doubts. With this, let's move on to the assignment session. Complete this assignment and enrich your knowledge. Thank you, children. All the best.